At a busy railway station in a bustling city, there lived a beggar who made his living by asking for money from the passengers on the trains. He sat by the platform each day, hoping for some spare change. One day, as he approached a tall, well-dressed man, the beggar thought to himself, "This man looks prosperous. Surely, he'll be generous and give me a lot." He approached the man and began his usual request for alms. The man looked at him with a critical gaze and replied, "You always ask from others, but have you ever thought of giving something to someone?" The beggar was taken aback and said, "Sir, I am a beggar. I have nothing to offer. How could I give anything to others?" The man, unfazed, replied, "If you can't give, then you have no right to ask. I'm a businessman and I believe in a fair exchange, give and take. Only when you give something, will you be deserving of receiving." The beggar stood there, thinking over the man's words. The words echoed in his mind, "What could I possibly give? I'm just a beggar." That evening, as he sat near the station, the beggar couldn't shake the thought. But after much contemplation, an idea came to him. He thought, "I don't have money, but I could give something beautiful, flowers." The next morning, he plucked some flowers from nearby plants and decided to give them to anyone who gave him alms. That day, when people gave him money, he handed them a flower in return. The passengers smiled at the gesture and thanked him, many keeping the flowers as a token. Soon, the beggar noticed something remarkable. More people began giving him money, and they seemed happy to receive his flowers. But when the flowers ran out, fewer people gave him anything. One day, the tall man, whom he had met earlier, passed by. The beggar quickly approached him and said, "Today, I have something for you. Please give me a donation, and in return, I will give you a flower." The man smiled, took the flower, and gave him money. "You've learned well," he said. "You've embraced the principle of give and take. Now, you are truly a businessman." As the beggar watched the man leave, he realized that his life could change. He wasn't just a beggar. He could become a businessman like the man had suggested. Full of determination, he decided that he would no longer see himself as a beggar. He was a businessman in the making. Months later, at the same station, two well-dressed men bumped into each other. One of them recognized the other and extended his hand. "Do you remember me?" he asked. The other man, surprised, replied, "No, I don't think we've met." The first man smiled and said, "I was once the beggar you refused to give to. Then the second time, I offered you flowers. But now, look at me, I'm a successful flower merchant." The second man was amazed. "You've come a long way. What's changed?" The first man replied, "You taught me something important. By giving, we open doors to receive. I didn't see myself as anything more than a beggar before, but now I'm running a successful flower business. I used the money I earned to buy more flowers and expanded my business. I realized that I was never just a beggar, I was always a businessman. I just had to believe in it." Both men smiled and continued on their journeys. The first man, now proud of the transformation he had made. Success is not just about receiving, it's about having something valuable to offer. By changing our mindset and embracing the principle of give and take, we open ourselves to opportunities and growth. No matter your current circumstances, believing in your potential and taking action can transform your life. If you love this story, subscribe.